On the channel, our G.I. Joe Classified Haslab Dragonfly unboxings continue. This time, taking a look at the figures with Glenda, Ripcord, and Crazy Legs.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review, this time with a twist as we got the rest of the Dragonfly team to unbox here today. But of course, for all your Dragonfly and figure needs, I guess eBay and Facebook groups right now, but for everything else under the sun, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $39 right now does ship free. Got to get a deal out there, of course. And of course, the Dragonfly flew right into our hearts with Wild Bill, and we already unboxed that on the channel. Check out that video of Wild Bill and the Dragonfly. But this video here will be about the other three here. And definitely three all-time characters, especially Crazy Legs for me. Also Ripcord with Glenda as a little bit of a twist. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to start ladies first, of course. We're going out of number order. We got 143 over here. We got 145 over here. We got 144 in the middle. But we're going to start with Glenda at 144. And Glenda flew into our hearts via the Action Force back in the day. And I think the first time I ever really remember hearing anything about her was the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary waves way back when, 15, 20 years ago. What is time? I don't know. But I did get that figure, and that's where I did learn of her. Of course, a lot of reuse from Scarlet, as we know as well. It definitely fits in here. She is a helicopter pilot. To me, she'll be Wild Bill's second in, of course, the Dragonfly. At least that's my plan. Maybe yours as well. But let's take a look at the packaging on this one. Obviously, similar but different packaging is what we'll call this. But you do get the G.I. Joe logo down there. It does say Commandos Heroicos. Oh, okay, sure. Got that going on. Window box as well. Jane Glenda Mulligan is her name. G.I. Joe as well. 3 different hairs for her as well. She loves wearing a wig, apparently. Does say Hasbro Haslab down here. I will be saving the packaging on all these. I always recommend that on anything like this. You save the packaging. 144 on the side for those keeping track at home. Not a huge fan of the numbering system carrying over into the Haslab or store exclusives. Maybe that's just me once again. Glamour shot right there, and then on the back, little artwork there. Looking scary, looking a little bit like a zombie in the face there, so I don't know what's going on with her. But we're going to get her out of the package. We're going to find out what all the Jane Glenda Mulligan fuss is all about. And let me tell you, there's always fuss with a female in the Joe line. And her harness fell right out of the pack. Right out of the pack, her harness here. She's ready to go. She's ready to go on a mission, whatever she needs to. You got the legs that go through there. Of course, we know on the Dragonfly, you got the rope that'll come down. You can clasp it right on there. She has this. She can rescue somebody out of the water. You can do whatever you want. So we do get that with her. How about a little plastic prison action? Man, choose your own Glenda adventure is what we're going to have with this one. Popping the heads out, popping the helmets out. She did come to fight. She's got some weapons. No clip ties in this one, which is always great for me. Extra hands for her. She's really loaded. She's ready to go. And finally get this out of the package. And we got Glenda off to the side. See you later. And let's dive in on this one here. Let's dive in with the accessories first. How about 2 Fists of Fury? She's ready to go. If she loses, it crashes, the Dragonfly's out there, she's ready to use these fists if she needs to. So we got 2 fists with Glenda. We do get a nice weapon here. Gosh, is this a brand new weapon? I think a brand new weapon in the Classified series. I don't remember seeing this one ever before. All in black, looking very good. And then, of course, you got to have a little side piece, little sidearm, little pistol for Glenda as well. Effect pieces can fit in the end of that if you need to. Cannot fit on the end of this one. We do got the backpack here. Now, I have heard some people saying there was like some tear and rippage with the backpack. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I heard somebody say there was some faulty backpacks out there, that maybe this cord was broken off or something. Obviously, you got to be careful. I will recommend that. But it does plug in the back like a traditional backpack. Ready to go. I believe this probably plugs into the helmet if I'm not mistaken. Usually that's kind of the way those things do go, but we'll see. But we do got that backpack all in black. We do get this helmet for her. Got the visor down in the front, blue on the top, white in the back. Commandos, Heroicos on the back there. And then, of course, the little mic there so she can talk. Of course, you can't just talk free in there. There's those blades going around. It's too loud, so you got to talk through a headset, as we do know. But now we're diving into old Glenda here, and Glenda looking like a Karen. She looks like... she's a member of John and 8+8, or what is it, John and Kate +8. Remember that show back in the day, that lady and that dude that had all the kids and stuff? She kind of gives that same vibe off. Dare I say she could be a Karen with that short blonde hair as well. Just feels like she might be a little rough around the edges. How about that? Old Glenda here. Got a little bit of a depressed face on her. Maybe she was promised she could fly the Dragonfly one time, and Wild Bill said, absolutely not. Women can't fly a Dragonfly. I could see Wild Bill saying that. I could see him saying that. And she's got kind of the pouty face because of that there. Who knows? You choose your own adventure, invent your own stories, as we do say. But the blonde hair is removable. So she does wear a wig, apparently. So that is removable. You can get a straight-up blonde hair. Very similar hair. That second hair, I'll pull this off maybe. There we go. Now, the second hair is not terribly different. Looks a little strange. I guess it's a little different, but boy, not terribly different between the two hair pieces there. Very, very similar. I think I do prefer this one. Looks like it's a little bit blonder. This one's got a little brown highlight to it, maybe. Third head's another good one here. You got the headpiece headset connected there if you don't want the full helmet going on. I wonder if this is because of this. Maybe you put over the top. I don't know. We'll figure it out for the glamour shots. But man, this Glenda figure, there's a lot of ways to do this one here. You can do basically four different looks between the helmet and all the hair pieces there. Diving into the body on here, feel like we've been here before. Obviously, a lot of reuse from Scarlet. Scarlet, one of the main ones out there as far as the girl G.I. Joe universe. Terrible dating advice. I wouldn't take it from her. I'd listen to Lady J all day, but that's just me once again. I got the little piece around the neck there in the white, and then you got that harness over the top again. You do got a spot for her side piece on the side of her thigh, looking good. Blue bodysuit throughout. You got the forearm guards, and you got, much like Scarlet, of course, you got those throwing stars there looking good. I do like this little pistol over here. It's like one of those pistols that come into your hands. Looking very nice, of course, on that one. She does got the white boots here. Looks good against the blue. Articulation-wise, her arms do go all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double-jointed pinless elbows. Expect nothing less. Hands removable back forth side to side. Head back forth side to side. Of course, hair piece is removable. Waist articulation with a little bit of hula hoop in there. Big old splits. Kinda. Not the biggest splits ever. Legs do go up. Thigh cut. Nicely hidden there. Of course, drop-down hips as well. Double-jointed pinless knees, boot cut, ankles, back forth, side to side, up and down. The usual Joe articulation, and that should carry over to all three characters, and we'll dive into those here in a second. She does fit on a Mattel Ringside Collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. And, of course, got Scarlet right here with her. Very similar, obviously, a lot of reuse between these two. And you can use Scarlet with your Dragonfly. She's taken a ride in the Dragonfly a time or two, if I'm not mistaken. But Glenda, feeling good, and how about looking good? The co-pilot of the Dragonfly here today. But now we're going to go our way over here to 143, Mr. Weems Wallace himself. Who would ever name a guy Weems? What? Todd McFarlane from the couch? What? Oh, Weems is his last name, Wallace is his first name. Oh, okay, makes sense. The math checks out right there. G.I. Joe Ripcord here. No Wallace Weems on here. That's kind of weird. Why did they put that all on there? What are we doing? Are we scared of Ripcord's name? I don't know what's going on. Haslab, once again, classified series, but he has joined Night Force. He loves Walmart stores, obviously. Going to join the rest of the Night Force team, and there's a lot of Night Force members at this point in time here. Ripcord looking good, though. Once again, not quite my Ripcord. I think of him more the Old Army camouflage. Wouldn't be shocked to see that in the future. I think that will be a possibility, I'm sure. 143 on the side. You get some of that imaging on the side once again. And don't forget, repping the Night Force. And I don't remember him as a Night Force member back back when I was a kid. I did have the Night Force Killer Whale and a few other figures over the years as well. But I did not remember having Ripcord, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He does got the 60th anniversary backpack going on here. It does have the backpack that opens. Of course, that was for the parachute if you want to stuff it all in there if you wanted to. Kind of shocked he doesn't come with the parachute. You think a big set like this, some simple reuse, they could have thrown that same parachute in. Would have been nice to have that for Ripcord, and I'm assuming Crazy Legs. We'll dive into that here in a second. But looking good, black and green. It's just an army backpack here, ready to go, ready to take flight through the night. Got to be a dangerous game, of course, parachuting out of a helicopter. You better know what you're doing if you're going to do something like that. But there it is, old Ripcord, ready to let one rip right there. In more ways than one, too, old Ripcord. That's what I've heard around the campfire. Todd McFarlane, you heard that, too? Todd McFarlane on the couch has also heard that as well. Wild times with old Ripcord. A classic Joe, one of the first Joes I got when I was a kid, too, way back when. Looking good. Come on. There it is, Ripcord out of the package. Saving the packaging. Off to the side. See you later. Now, I have heard through the grapevine, so now I haven't watched any reviews on the Dragonfly, any of this. That's the way I do it. I like to go in fresh. But I've had a lot of messages, and I've came across a lot of posts with people breaking Crazy Legs and Ripcord. So I'm going to be extra gentle here because I will absolutely lose my mind, and I will probably flip over this table and probably break the camera if he does break on camera. So now I hear a lot of you guys rooting against me. How dare you? How dare you? You don't want my blood pressure up, but we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. But let's dive into everything. We got a little side piece here. Ready to go. Got to have a little side piece. I'm looking for a side piece. Anybody, any offers out there? Just kidding. Just kidding. We do get some goggles here. Of course, you're jumping out of the sky. You better have some goggles. You don't want bugs in your eyes. Got the blue lens on that one there. We do get the big old gun. Big old marksman gun here. He's doing it. He's scoping it out. Maybe from the sky. Who knows what he's doing here. But you do get the Night Force colors, the green and black attack. Magazine come out. Well, what do you know? A magazine does come out. Paratrooper Weekly. Who knew there was enough information for a weekly periodical? But here we are. Here we are. Looking good right there. Then we get a little bit more of a machine gun, a little futuristic. Bam, bam, bam. Another magazine in here looking very good. It is, of course, Metal Hammer. He's a metalhead at the end of the day, old Ripcord. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Metal Hammer magazine. Shout out to Metal Hammer over there in the UK. Continuing on here, I guess we'll get down to this mask and helmet. You do get the visor. The visor does come up and down. You got like a little camera on the side there, all in black, but a little pouch in the back there in green, looking very good. You do get the mask here. Of course, you're jumping out of there. You better have that mask, and the mask does connect to the helmet, which then would go over the face. Makes all the sense. If you're jumping out of a helicopter or playing something, this is probably how you're going to look. And I can just see him doing it in the night because he's a member of the Night Force, as we do know. But now Ripcord's going to let one rip right here. Loud and clear. Loud and clear is what he's going to do. But looking good. No way in a million years I could tell you this is Ripcord if somebody gave me this head. I remember him back in the day. But he had a very weird face to me, a very kind of blasé face. He had the same color hairdo, we know that. He's a little bit fiery there with the red hair, but looking good, all things considered. Very stoic look, looks like a guy ready to go on a mission for sure. Black jumpsuit throughout, very plain Jane, but kind of is what it is. Got the green over the top there, green holsters, got the spot for the side piece on the side, and I guess that part of the mask connects right down here onto the side as well, so that's where that plugs into for those keeping track at home. Articulation can be identical to Glenda as well, but man, I am so worried on these legs. Oh my gosh, it seems okay. I am not going to press my luck. I'm not on a game show here today, but man, those drop-down hips always have scared me a little bit. And man, of all the figures to have to break, something like a Haslab is just not where you want to go. And I could just see Hasbro saying, well, you better send back the Dragonfly, send everything back, and then we'll replace it. Hopefully, if you do break it, it's just the figure you have to send back. I don't know, but you do get the drop-down hips. I'm not going to go too crazy. Once again, I shouldn't have to, but I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. I'm playing it safe is what I'm doing. You do got the altimeter or something like that. We did see that with that jumper, of course, the 60th anniversary, so once again, getting a lot of reuse. Night Force emblem back there. You do get the backpack as well. So he does plug into this thing if you want to have the whole kit and caboodle on him as well. Depends how much you want to go in with your, of course, Crazy Legs and Ripcord. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I just don't think I will be. This one does have a little difference in articulation. You got the butterfly shoulders on this for those keeping track at home as well. Trigger hands looking good here. But a good guy here. I can just see Ripcord. He jumped out of a lot of planes, a lot of helicopters back in my day when I was a kid. One of my all-time favorite Joes until Crazy Legs took his place in my heart. And Crazy Legs out of the three, the one I'm looking forward to the most here. We're going to dive in that here in a second. But of course, Ripcord fits there, fits perfectly, ready to go, ready to fly through the sky. But now we're diving into Crazy Legs, and I've told the story multiple times, told it in the Dragonfly video as well. Crazy Legs from Fort Dodge, Iowa. That is right outside of there is where my grandparents lived when I was a kid for many years. So I had a lot of good memories from that area. A lot of trips to the Kmart back in the day, the Target, the Walmart. Of course, one Taco Tico. Richard, where's your dad calling? Let's go to Taco Tico. How about that? Not very many Taco Ticos left anymore, but man, fabulous, fabulous tacos over there. A lot of good times in Fort Dodge. A little bit of a dump, I will say, in all honesty. Sorry to you Fort Dodgians watching this, but I'll never forget reading that file card and seeing Crazy Legs from Fort Dodge, Iowa. I couldn't believe it. Remember running to my grandparents, look at this, look it, he's from Fort Dodge, and they said, just patted me on the head and get out of here, kid, is probably what they thought. They wouldn't say it, but they probably thought it, but who knows. G.I. Joe looking good, Haslab, Night Force member, Crazy Legs, once again, I remember him in that beautiful red color. Have to imagine we'll get that in the future. We'll see what happens there. David Crazy Legs Thomas. Oh, David Thomas, old Crazy Legs himself, looking crazy. At least he does have the red hat going on with that one there. 145 once again on the side, jibber jabber, Night Force, all that, and then a little glamour shot on the back. Crazy Legs, ready to hop out of a plane, ready to hop out of a helicopter, ready to take on the world is what he's ready to do. Off to the side, see you later. Plastic Prison, looking extra crazy. That's right, he's like a young Super Crazy from ECW back in the day. He is super, he is crazy, he is crazy, he has legs, he has crazy legs. Getting all the weapons out of here. Oh, we got a little sticker, or a little tape going on to that little knife there. Pull that out. Pull him out as well. I'm very scared he's going to break on me too. I've seen Crazy Legs really living up to his name and breaking. You just don't want it. We just don't want to see it. Off to the side. See you later once again. Oh my gosh, my heart can't take it if Crazy Legs breaks. And once again, somebody out there saying, I hope it breaks, I hope it breaks. Probably the person that thumbs down this video, they're probably hoping that as well. We do get a backpack on Crazy Legs, all in black, a little bit of red going on. It's all packed in there, it's his parachute. I actually prefer something like this to this. This is big, especially when we don't get the actual parachute. This feels like just a waste, it's too big for me. Would have rather seen something like this for my Crazy Legs, but it is what it is. Nice little backpack there. Does got that little knife. You never know. If you land, of course, you got to cut that parachute if you're trying to move fast. He's got that ready to go. Silver blade, black on the handle, of course. Getting down, you got to have a little side piece, little pistol there, always ready to go. You never know what you might be up to. And then we do get another, I believe, new gun in the classified series right here. You do get this bit of a machine gun going on. And he's got a little extra magazine here. What does that magazine say? Oh, Tacos Monthly. Oh, he loves some tacos, of course, as we do know. Being from Fort Dodge, heading to Taco Tico all day long. Look at that. You even got a little arm on this weapon as well, so we haven't seen that before. Be interested to see where this gets reused in the future. So we do have that going on. Now, diving into some of this, we do get two different sets of goggles. And I guess, depending if you're wearing the helmet or the hat, would determine which goggle you decided you wanted to use. But both of these looking fairly nice right there. Now we're getting down to the figure itself. We do get the helmet. Once again, a helmet goes over the top. Black and green attack. He's ready to go. He's ready to take on the world. He's ready to fly in his dragonfly is what he's ready to do. But that does look nice. I'm probably not going to use this one for him. I am probably going to have him in the ball cap here. This is Crazy Legs all day long. Got the red and the black. And I always imagine the black on here as the fold down kind of side pieces. You could stick them up or fold them down. My grandpa had a hat like that lived around Fort Dodge. So I always thought of it as my grandpa's hat. Very, very cool. Like the red and black color on there. I will be using that. But now, diving into Mr. Legs himself. Crazy Legs, of course. Once again, a head sculpt I wouldn't know in a million years. Wouldn't know in a million years. He's been in a lot of cold Iowa winters, apparently, because he needs a tan, that's for sure. Got a nice haircut. My grandma would say she could set her watch to. She'd be all in on that haircut for him. And he does got that Crazy Legs feel. I didn't realize the detail until right now, but he's got kind of that bumps all over on his outfit. He had that in the classic version, of course, back in the day. Has that now. You do get the vest over the top, and then a second vest over the top of that. You got the spot in the back to plug the backpack into, of course. Also, the knife will store here on the chest. Always love to store this stuff. Same thing with the side piece over there. looking very good. Same articulation that we saw with Ripcord. Got the butterfly shoulders on him, arms all the way around, double jointed pinless elbows, hands back and forth side to side. 2 trigger hands here on old Crazy Legs. Heads removable back and forth side to side. Ab crunch, of course, waist articulation. Leg does go up. It's crazy. He's got the leg. It goes. Double jointed pinless knees, ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Drop down hips, a little bit sketchy. I'm just scared to death of these, so I'm not going to go too crazy. But they do seem to move around okay for me. So sorry, guys, nothing's breaking here today, and I'm not going to push the limits of it. But it does feel sturdy enough for me. So once again, like anything mass-produced, your mileage is going to vary, of course, as we know. But a good-looking Crazy Legs. Probably the nostalgic star of this 3-pack, whatever we want to call it here today. But man, this isn't what I think of with Crazy Legs. You guys know me, I go back to the old red one. Have to imagine we'll get that in the future, maybe a year or 2 from now. Wouldn't be shocked to see all 3 of these released in different paint schemes or released in a different way. I could easily see that. But very cool to get Crazy Legs and Ripcord together. When I think of parachute guys from G.I. Joe, I naturally go to this, of course. And Glenda, she's going to do Glenda things. But, of course, another star of this set here is Bill Hardy, Wild Bill to his friends as well. Very cool to get the foursome here out of the Haslab Dragonfly. And the Dragonfly really felt like a heck of a value. Obviously, the big helicopter looks amazing. All the extra effects and accessories. Then you throw in 4 figures here. To me, really felt like I got the value out of it. I know not everybody feels that way, but I certainly do. A very, very fun set as a whole. I can't wait to see what is next. Obviously, we know the Rattler will ship to us next, but I hope they do go to sea for the next go-around. Let's get the Killer Whale. Let's get the Moray. Let's get something like that. That is my hope, and we'll see what happens in the future. I guess we'll know about 6, 7 months from now, 8 months from now, what is time once again. But there it is, the classified series, Haslab G.I. Joes. So very, very fun to get these figures here, to unbox them here on the channel today. But we'll be interested to hear your favorites out of this one. Have to imagine most people, Wild Bill's their favorite, but Crazy Legs, like I said, nostalgic to me. Then I'm going to go Ripcord, and then sorry, Glenda, last place, I guess, for me here today. But I'd be interested to know your rankings between all these and your thoughts on these characters. And as I said earlier, if you missed my Dragonfly unboxing with Wild Bill, check out that companion piece video on my channel. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. I got 2 channels with videos every single day. And of course, those channels funnel up to the Patreon. Patreon, the place to go for early access to all the videos here on the channel. You get all kinds of bonus content, a lot of different stuff. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at PetersonTees.com. Don't forget my book, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kindle. It is the complete guide to the Classic Superstars series. Check it out if you have not. Now I'm on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok if that is your thing. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for another Dragonfly unboxing, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.